Greetings, Ani, Bojo, Kwekwe, Tanzi, Scano, and good day if you're Canadian. It's Catherine and Brian at Moonstarlodge in South Central Ontario, and we come to you with our Indigenous perspective on all things spiritual, including cartomancy. Before I launch into the reading, I'm reminding people that Brian is going off for surgery imminently, and so we are doing a series of readings ahead so there is no interruption. And I converted him to the dark side some weeks ago now, and he's drinking coffee too. So your support during this time is still needed for the good old brew. I also want to point out that this reading is from the 5th to the 11th. We are one full day into the 9th moon cycle. Yesterday, the 4th of August, was technically new moon, and I did a little separate video about it, but I'm going to reiterate that here. We are in the time of setting sun woman. We've passed Lammas, and we are well now into the backside of summer, and it's now that we'll notice a definite setting of the sun earlier and earlier each day. It sort of accelerates as our angle to the sun changes. So setting sun woman is the keeper of tomorrow's dreams and goals, the guardian of the needs of the next 7 generations, the mother of the people's proper use of will. It's the will to live, the will to survive, and willpower. The keeper of Mother Earth's resources and the guardian of preservation. She teaches us how to preserve and use our resources without wasting anything, how to prepare for tomorrow by planning today, making and meeting goals, how to show concern, dependability, and compassion through the ways we live, how to properly use our wills, using our intents to provide for future generations. She teaches us how to live the truth. All right. So this particular video and the nonsense therein has I'm stuttering here because I have no idea where the guides lead me with these readings, and we jump right to the medieval period, and I have a fascination for that. And so the decks we are using are the Manuscript of Initiation Tarot by Dark Cinevere, the True Oracle of Nostradamus, the Serpent and the Peacock Tarot, which is the main tarot for this week, by Libra Moon, the Mood of the Moon Oracle, also by Libra Moon, the medieval fortune-telling cards, of course the ancestors, the Alchemist Oracle deck and guidebook, and I just love this, the Magicians, Martyrs and Madmen Tarot by Travis McHenry. I will get the King of the Dowsers here to move these boxes for me. And then we will get in on this reading. I had to ask Brian to douse a lot of the card positions because they are such unusual and disparate decks. Some of them I've not used before, so I really had to hone in on how to connect to them, but I think we've got it now. So are we good to go, Brian?
Yep.
So here is the tarot. the serpent and the peacock. And here are the clarifiers, one each from the other decks mentioned. So this is the Nine of Swords. This is one more challenge to overcome, mustering the strength to battle fears, anxiety, the kind of anxiety that keeps one up at night, distress, guilt, remorse, mental anguish. Let me see what else they say. Hurt feelings, fear or doubts about how to keep going. What's missing from the card, this is the, if I'd been on top of it, I would have said this. So we're going to the past and reworking something that is long gone and, as the Buddhists would say, doesn't exist anymore. So our significator indicates that a lot of us are in distress with this setting sun, woman, moon. And it will be different for every one of us. Your astrological positions, where your progressed moon is, all of those things will factor into the kind of week you're having. But this signals to me a lot of need to really grasp at our strengths. So in Buddhism, the past no longer exists. Only the moment exists. So that's one way of starting to work with this. We don't want to bring pain and suffering. So let's see what Spirit is saying we need to embrace in order to move us out of these thoughts that would keep us awake at night. And it's the King of Wands. Well, of course it would be the King of Wands. The choice of King of Wands is Vlad the Impaler, mind you. But that aside, the King of Wands archetype, powerfully passionate, in control, mature, sees the greater picture into the future. So the King of Wands is getting us out of the past and looking forward to what is our passion, how can we make it so, as Picard would say, how do we make it manifest? So he is the great manifester. We move from the Nine of Swords to the High Priestess. Here's another archetype to call upon to take what is brewing in the earthly dimensions and bring down the spirit. And this is about our intuition, trusting in higher power, connecting and trusting your inner voice to the messages of the higher power, a connection to the divine or spirituality, our own higher selves, the divine feminine, and mystery. Lately I've been reading the Pistis Sophia and Mary Magdalene works, loving that very much, and I see Mary Magdalene actually becoming my archetype for the High Priestess. So we're using two separate kinds of energies to pull us out of this, whatever that's supposed to be. Oh, and it's clarified by the Queen of Swords. Well, she doesn't take any guff. Off with its head if it doesn't clearly focus us. No distractions. She's got the spiritual and mental machete, if you will, getting rid of those things that no longer serve us. And she's looking right down here. I find that interesting. She's looking right down at the Nine of Swords. So the old thinking will be gone if the Queen of Swords has any say in our week. We go next to the Seven of Pentacles, and this is the person who's planted their garden. They know what's going to grow. They don't have to go along and pull the plants out to see if they've rooted and sprouted. No, this is a person who knows full well the journey and how to make the journey work. And they know that it's 1 foot at a time, one watering of the seeds at a time, purposeful, dedicated, daily work. And it's clarified by the Knave of Acorns in this old medieval deck. And this is about being active, looking for opportunities, looking for game. In this case, he appears to be hunting, but he's looking for opportunities, and that's the message to us. Pentacles is the knowledge, the experience, the day-to-day has done this enough, and we're getting the energy of this knave in order to help us look for new opportunities. Next we have the star. So these are our hopes and dreams and healing, and one of the most beautiful cards representing Aquarius, actually. So this may be a marker for us. Brian, can you douse if this, whatever's happening this week, leads us till the end of January into the end of February? Big time. Okay. So all of this stuff, these planting metaphors and alchemizing, if you will, is bringing some fruition that we'll notice. If you're a journaler, you will find that you can look back to this time in August and just see what you've made manifest. The beautiful star, with something to look forward to, is clarified by renewal. So of course the star is about healing and renewal, and not just at the physical. It's healing and renewing our journey in life. Followed by the world. Wow, this is the most amazing end of the road here on the major arcana. So it's endings and completions and no more sacrifices. We're getting ready for another journey. We're going into this journey with success, and it's clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. So everything, we have a very different nine than we started with. This is success, achievement, somebody who's worked hard. Like the Seven of Pentacles, they are living with the fruit of their efforts, and the world is our oyster. It's followed by the Queen of Wands, so we have yet another queen here. And we've had the King of Wands, now we have the Queen of Wands. So she's mature, emotionally balanced, able to project confidence and grace, able to move forward again, seeing all the opportunities. She's not a cocktail party queen, just trying to flatter and schmooze. This is a queen who knows how to take care of herself, and knowing that she must before she moves her energies outward. The king is manifesting outward all the time, but the queen is keeping her circle of creation small and close to home. She's clarified by this card which came up. It's the card of bondage, but the bondage is togetherness. It's not in an it's the card of being bound together with someone, not an entrapment. So the opposite is separation, or it could be construed as entrapment. This is the Nostradamus card. So we are coming together, perhaps in the self, bringing together all, getting it together, body, emotions, mind, and spirit. And this could involve other parties as well. The final card is the Moon. And the Moon is about strong emotion, psychic abilities, our sixth sense, and that pairs very well with High Priestess and the concept of intuition. It can be deception and illusion, So we have this wonderful Queen of Swords here helping us in this week not to be entrapped by delusion or illusion. The moon is clarified here by the mind isn't sure of the emotions. In other words, we have to be a little careful. Perhaps if our emotions are a bit wobbly by this point in the week, it may feel like we're not on top of our psychic capacity to manifest this greatness. But this is a reading of huge greatness. I love the two completely opposite nines. This is what we're capable of. So it suggests a bit of a roller coaster. The two queens are with us. The world, the high priestess, all of these things, the star. This is a fabulous week. So let's leave it there, Brian. You can flip the camera. So what an interesting week for us. Brian will have had his surgery by this point, and he'll hopefully be home from the hospital. Our one and only Aunt Jenny turns 26 this week, and it's going to be an interesting time. This very much fits this reading into what we're dealing with. So please give us a thumbs up and support the channel by subscribing. Keep the coffee coming. We're both into it now, as I mentioned. We wish you well, and aho.